Taika Waititi has crafted a racial satire in Jojo Rabbit. It feels a bit like Moon Boy crossed with Top Secret, but it's way better than both. And spoiler alert, this is one of my top favorites for 2019. Roman Griffin Davis stars as Jojo, and he is a young boy who aspires to be the best Nazi. He wants to do that because he wants to become one of the top soldiers in his imaginary best friend's army. And his best friend is Adolf Hitler. This is so much more than just a satire on Nazi Germany. Sure, it does call out the ridiculousness of their beliefs, especially with how they viewed Jews and really anybody else who was not Aryan. And which is funny because Adolf Hitler wasn't blonde-haired and blue-eyed, but whatever, we'll move past that. It has much farther-reaching implications for today in how we deal with stereotypes and prejudices. The cast is simply spectacular. I mean, Roman Griffin Davis as Jojo himself is awesome. And then you have Scarlett Johansson, who is playing his mom, and she is wonderful. I mean, she brings a depth to this that I really enjoyed because she has a seriousness to her, but also a loving kindness part that fits within there, and you still see a bit of an edge also, and I loved it. Thomasin McKenzie plays a young Jewish girl, Elsa, and I loved her because she is witty, sarcastic, and super spunky. Just fun to watch. Now, I read in an interview that Taika Waititi was actually asked by the studio to be Adolf Hitler, that he had to be Adolf Hitler. Not really asked, I mean, he was more voluntold than anything because they wanted him to portray that, and he was at first very hesitant. I'm glad he did. He is awesome as Hitler because he is ridiculous and serious all at the same time and just brings this tongue-in-cheek just aspect to the character because we've seen the real Adolf Hitler in news footage, and to see this new take on him, to just make him just a little bit, well, he's an imaginary friend, first off. So he is talking to a young boy, a 10-year-old boy. So it's the 10-year-old boy's version of Hitler. So their conversations are actually quite funny, but sometimes they're hurtful and they're pointed. And you see the inner workings and the inner struggle of Jojo himself. Smaller roles go to Rebel Wilson, Alfie Allen, and Stephen Merchant. But seriously, let's just give it up right now for Sam Rockwell. Oh my gosh, this dude just makes everything better. Anything he's in, he just brings a whole new level to it. He is heartwarming in this, and it's just so touching, and he brings a level of humanity that you don't always expect. And I think that's why he's one of my favorite actors, because of just everything that he brings to all his performances. And in Jojo Rabbit, it's none different. There's also this young boy who plays Jojo's second best friend, because let's be honest, Adolf is his first. He's played by Archie Yates, and he is funny to watch, but he really reminds me of a very young Nick Frost. And I count that as a massive plus. We don't get a lot of him, but when we do, it's fun to watch him in this. The film manages to be touching, humorous, and heartbreaking all at the same time. But despite the backdrop of Nazi Germany in World War II, it doesn't leave us in the bell jar. Instead, it instills with us a sense of hope, just a positive outlook as we end the film. And I enjoyed that part of it because I didn't want to leave this film all depressed and down, especially because I was laughing through a lot of it. Jojo Rabbit may be hard to find in the theaters in your area. It was for me. I mean, it was only playing sporadically and in random times and random places. But I was fortunate enough to finally nail it down and actually go see it in the theater. But regardless of where you see it, if the opportunity presents itself, do not pass it up to see this. Like I said at the beginning, this is one of my favorites from 2019, and I cannot wait to rewatch it over and over again. There's no sex or nudity, some profanity, and violence. I give Jojo Rabbit 5 out of 5 couches. Do you have a favorite satirical movie that you can recommend to me? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me. Hi. Bye.